and I young room near for exclusive latest I war at the bro. You better on TikTok no Sports Link Ghana on YouTube no and also Sports Link Ghana. Yanko for latest and there oh at the mall.
I pay the old frame here. They were hanging on the say the form and senior Pia Kosiada Ahomachi and Ajudo Sumuna Ibu Yaketem the free Ghana and it's Marrakesh. You bedru you know already now. Yeah, she says players no almost free UK any close by France no almost be shy wa sabe pepe na ekosi enti Jordan Opa as at the time I bedru you know na yenya 13 players obi to say Lawrence Atizigi crowd a free baby our no eba ha no it's just about 2 hours enti yene nyina na shia airport yeah arrangement yaje nefisa on arrival amano and I didn't know free airport Marrakesh airport and the hotel away and what you know numreno and Tariq Lamptey Jordan Ayew Antoine Semenyo Dennis Odoi Abdul Salis Ahmed almost also Ebeka Yensa and I feel later no Captain Andre so Ebai Adi Ebeti Jordan na Emranti Abeka Yensa and I think later Abdul Fatah Ishaku so Ebai and Adi Ebeti Jordan na Emranti Abeka Yensa Edumiansa 13 and you menu and Miansa Ebeka medium defender FNO Abdullah Nuruddin and Afi Kotoko goalkeeper Frederick Asari as also Ebeka and as at Monday first training now we're 16 and then the rest of the players which numbered about 7 and so Ebeka Yensa Ebitise Francis Abu Ebenezer Anan Edmond Ado Osman Bukari Ibrahim Osman almost so Ebeka and Afi Baba Idrisu as so Ebeka that was Jordan Wanajo and Afi Obie 23 Intino Enra and the at least a full size team training Marrakesh Sports Complex facility say it has about 4 different training pitches into maybe a training or 2 addition or one Nigeria so a training and I say Ubi Remuswa we say Uganda for so a training or facilities are hosting both Ghana, Nigeria and Uganda and of course we are all engaged in this friendly matches. I had a book or BBI is here. So far, there have been series of meetings between a new head coach, Otuado. He first of all met the staff and a vision to the staff, and then he laid down the rules, made us understand what he expects from us. It is very important. Even though we are rebuilding, there is also the need for us to remain disciplined and focused going forward. And then aside that, he also met the team, the full team. Wukwada Nyumre and Brother Nyumre, sorry. And Afi Oshia players, separately, Oshia staff, separately, and Afi all the staff, any players in one meeting. Just to re-echo or reiterate some of the points I will raise here in the respective meetings. There was the opportunity for staff and the players to ask questions, make contributions, make an input whatsoever. But at the end of the day, we all have a common ambition, and that common ambition is that maybe I Gina Sabria say enye baby papa. And so we all have to aspire to get to the top one more time. And that with notwithstanding, there will be challenges, there will be issues, will be and there will be a lot of conflict sometimes, but at the end of the day, there is only one aim, and that is to make the Black Stars great and strong again. And the program is that, as usual, breakfast. The one thing I say I'm a camp a bit complex now. I'm fasting, ebesora matching a break you fast na fi edra pa na rest, and then during lunch they will appear, and during training they will also appear. It hasn't been easy, but I think for most of these players it is not the first time we're almost fasting, almost able ball at the same time. In Tikoku, Niama Akosu within the last 4 days since I drew and Mabonotofa at the Amawi.
Very well, very well. And the other technical staff now, after the meeting, saying playing body, more especially debutant. In fact, I was going to ask about David Akologo and a midfielder Diamande Mohammed. Our names could be Ivory Coast, Bolivia, Demo respectively. So far, I know it is saying Omubai and I say Omuma.
Well, as things stand, I can tell you, those two players will not be part of your game's way. What it is that it goes beyond football reasons. Sometimes when two players or the players of this quality are available, appropriate countries make attempt and as make effort to get the services of these players. Just as the time you listed a squad, Diamande had also been called up by the Ivory Coast U23. And Chichimuka Kreo say Abrantiano or both Ghanaian and Ivorian. The parents are split Bakuye Ghanaian, Bakuye Ivory Coast. And he is eligible to represent both countries, but he has the right to decide where to go. I think there is some sort of family issue kakra abetumu since you name Ivory Coast for so name and what he has said to us, and he said he would need time, because aside the football he needs his family as well, and he would need time to sort things out with his family at the appropriate time. If it is that there is an agreement for him to play for us, he will definitely love to play for us. Diamande before Ansana making a name public, we reached very, very, very far. He was eager and anxious to play. In fact, he said he would not even think twice to play for us. But Senia Makano, it goes beyond football reasons, and so we have to respect the decision in that regard.
Okay.
On the part of Akologo, yes, Akologo is a Ghanaian. He has been playing in Bolivia for some time now, almost spotting the quality, and they also want to take full advantage of that. The technical team, and then of course the FA reached out to Akologo, finding out if he is willing to represent us. He said yes, regardless of the fact he said Bolivia for an friend, not still Nani Eji Jose or be represented. But these are friendly matches, even though he may not show up this time. The opportunity is not completely lost.
So are you saying these two players who be represented womo countries are womo DP Ivory Coast ni Bolivia no? You be womo countries ni friendly games no?
As things stand there, I can only speak for Ghana. Name what is happening on the other side. I don't know, Akologo Bebawa Bolivia and I said Diamande ever representing Ivory Coast. What I am aware they say they will not be part of this camp for now.
Not just say more confirmation of the Maya and then you're stronger because I don't think say as professionals as they are, be my permission say be survey country mother Ghana na later some assurance to different countries na nyina din apiem anye fair to us or anye due diligence.
Well, mean to me say fair. And then again, in terms of due diligence, I think we did a lot. We engaged them many times. Not only the FA, but as soon as we confirmed the technical team, they also spoke to the players. But senior MD Kanka, I thought that certain factors affect or influence the decision of players. If it is that they finally agree to play for us, that will be great. They will be great additions to the team. If it is that they later also decide, say, and they will continue their international careers elsewhere, we will respect that decision and move on. But a friendly window, and I think say the aim of player Bian say maybe Obekono, Yebesu Nimuye, Ebekrakra Obehu say or fear and he's welcome. Obehu say the conditions around and the family he has entered a very warm welcome.
Okay.
We had laid down a very good, plans or preparation to welcome these players, just as we have done for debutants Osman Ibrahim Mone, Ebenezer Anan Mone, Francis Abumo. It was going to be the same culture as we always have, but the players will not be part of us.
Okay.
And the only thing we can do is be moving on, shift focus on a match, and then the subsequent one against Uganda.
Very well. Say you build the team pa na kebe here players Mohamed Kudus later society and say we are pulling out of these friendly games. Later to say a problem na brantie
Oh, before I make pull out no seminar. The aya na normally a custom say coaches name squad engage every single player whose name appear in the squad. Once they settle on the final 25 or 26 or 27, on standby so you notify
Okay.
Before invitations go to the clubs, the players are spoken to. Now, in the case, for instance, Partey pulled out earlier because Okache coach said, we pray for a very long time. The longest injury he has had in his career. He's now getting back to full fitness and he needs time.
Yeah.
And once we spoke to the player, we reached out to Arsenal and we agreed, say, he can stay. Obisu said, Joseph Pinto.
Okay.
Joseph Pinto also pulled out because Afeina wako US. He traveled on a visitor's passport. Visa. Afeina oyen a permanent stay in Juma and he has immigration issues to sort out.
Okay.
It also kase yen in Frimo and Ayatiase. Then Iñaki also reached out and also mentioned say he has had consistent injuries in a very short period of time, but normally he was late to arrive when we were preparing for the AFCON.
Yeah.
Because of an injury. And since our return Felix pains near there. And say some when you be about 1 week or so, rest rather than to come and aggravate the injury. And coaches also sweat a young film. Then later, when we had or West Ham notified us that Kudus was injured, technical team led by Otto engaged the player. Onene Kasai at length, over 30 minutes. What we initially wanted for him to come for integration and further observation, but in the end, Yanio Munina decided This is not you can say a do or die affair. A friendly matches. We would have loved to have him, but once he's not fully fit, there was a man who stay just as we have done to other players. That is the information we have on Kudus. And also on to me and Mekayensa. I think that Amate couldn't also make it, for which reason we hurriedly brought in Kasim Nuhu.
Okay.
Amate is also a complaining of some pains in his knee, and immediately once the coaches agreed, say he should stay and continue treatment, we brought in Kasim Nuhu to fill that gap.
A problem yama obi adwuma foforo pa na open players na we put them together na a pra TTS na eno oto aka ho asem say ebe affecting the preparation no and then the build up na opeso ye no.
Well, sir, it is part of the sport. Sometimes at a very crucial point, we have key players now, and that is the point I will say available. To him, the future is more important than now. These players will always be available provided he wants to continue bringing them in. And at this point, and what's our dream home, but rather to concentrate on Omo Omwahano, because Omo Omwahano, where they are those who will play. And our situation is not too different from Nigeria, who also have issues of 4 players pulling out, Osimhen, any other key players pulling out. At this point of the season, when the season is at the back end, players are fatigued. Sometimes injuries occur. When the more you play, the more you are exposed to injuries. Some of these players were at the AFCON. Say, target is over 70 games a season for your club. You leave the club, come to AFCON, different weather conditions, setups near there, and also other factors are able to me. I expose you to all manner of injuries. And, as far as Otto is concerned, he thinks that we just have to focus on those who are here. Of course, those who are here of much quality. In this team, we have a blend of a lot of new players are more huge potentials compared to players are more a tasty national team football playing. What it takes to wear the national colors. He thinks it shouldn't be a border. Once we are building for the future, that should be the main focus.
Minim how I share the rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria. I'm talking about Otto. Now ya the interim George Finidi NSA ometinem na one share no almost a matchy. And Rauba Accra Hanma African Games so 4x100 yani ekuta medano umechaing. Now no before I qualify call World Cup yinim the course. So in fact Chrome ha Jollof Krara competition Ghana Jollof Nigeria Jollof Nina competition. What you say Ghana girls Nigeria girls and also I've had discussion so I intimate settle here. So how is he approaching this friendly game? Do a friendly no approach Ben person de echo a yes game no.
The approach is to give players confidence. The approach is to ensure that the players will go into the game without fear. Because in Nigeria rivalry there. Sometimes they wonder why a small country like Ghana able to me also in football, in other disciplines, just as you mentioned, and athletics. Black Princesses and also to Asia in the final of the African Games Women's Tournament. Before we were able to qualify for Qatar 2022, we qualified at the expense of Nigeria. And this is going to be our first meeting since those 2 matches are in Kumasi and Abuja. And yes, there is a lot at stake. Many people are very much expectant. There are Ghanaians I know who are looking ahead to the new Black Stars and the new Jenny and Otto. But one key point is that we know, say, as we embark on this journey, and you might be brave, and you know, and penny for share, say, long-term contract, a contract that will, a journey that will be combined side by side, rebuilding or reconstruction, and then also winning games. Now, in rebuilding and reconstruction, you cannot win every game. If you are lose, if you are winning, if you are draw. But the most important thing is you will keep your mind on doing the right thing. You will keep focused. You do not have to allow external factors to influence your thoughts and your decisions. And that is what he has said to the players. Whoever is giving the nod to represent the country in the games, it's not any brother, no. You have his full backing.
Okay.
And I think a very important message or the Ama players. And one key point that I also need to stress on the inclusion of Fatau and John Pinto.
Okay.
And their integration with the team thus far has been amazing. I at least have had the chance to be around this team for the past 4 years, and meaning the contribution of every single technical brain who has come around. Obia on the qualities. I am not here to raise Obia say, and as a maybe just say we will win him and now we will win him. But the individual qualities of John Pinto and Fatau is impeccable. They are here meeting, for instance, Otto granted approval for John to address the players, and Kasari will be aboard in some sharing his experience with the players, making them understand what it takes to represent the country, telling them, say, you cannot win if you are not together. Of course, there is one example he gave. Like I said, player being a otida anymore. Ghana lose too much. Na no player no kwa yaman winning bonus. Na nkai for no yama omubi because sadano sa player no kwa na ne modimbo ekonkai echen ubia. And all hands were down. What it means is that it is not about individuals. It's not about who you are as in Meme Asumesi, Miniwa team Begu. But collectively, we win together, we take responsibilities together, we stay disciplined, we urge everyone on, we motivate everyone, and we win together. And once you win together, Ubiabe happy. Okay. And once there is that good chemistry and camaraderie, there is always a forward match for the team.
Very well.
I think that so far things have been okay, and we are hoping that the outcome of these two games, the positives will overweigh the negative.
Very well. But I share pictures of your training near there. Which other technical staff in the work camp? Now I'm really saying you also have brought being to the DH. Hey, for no.
Okay. Just as we published, Otto has two. So let me say 3 assistant coaches. Joseph Lauman, who was born in Morocco, later found himself in England. He played in Vietnam. He has managed. I think he also played for Barnsley in the Champions League for England.
That's right.
And he later found himself in Germany. And Rana, he did because hey, German for one also, just on a lighter note, because yet you wanna yanka China yanka bofwa.
I'm the Dutch in a boom. I'm the Dutch in a boom.
Yes, he is the first assistant coach. John is the second assistant coach. Fatau Dauda is the goalkeepers coach, but also he's an assistant coach because he reports to the head coach. He also came with fitness and condition coach.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of physical trainer. Fitness and condition coach.
Okay.
Your friend, I think in Tiamwa, the first name is Tim Kakra, but Ghanaian.
Okay.
He lives in Hamburg. He has worked with a number of German clubs. He's very much exposed, and he is also one of the coaches. And then there is also another fitness coach who is based in Ghana, Ricky Roy Romeo, who has been with the team. Francis Bugri is an ex player. He played in Germany. He got injured very early. He veered into coaching. Oni Otto Anantia. I think they are inseparable. We back and everywhere Otto has been, he goes with him. Francis was part of the technical team that worked for us to qualify for the World Cup against Nigeria when Otto came in as a stopgap coach.
Very well.
And then once he is coming back, he feels he has a lot to contribute into also Ekanoa Odinaba. Those are the key way nipa enemo Jumanesia.
But Henry Samonson, why in the year the team manager of the team now, equipment officer, Nina Yenti Wasem, and I say John Penteland as I team manager.
From the team we sent to Cote d'Ivoire, I think there have been about 4 changes. 4 changes to the backroom staff. Dr. Pambu is still around.
Okay.
Suleiman Azampane and Daniel Yankee are still around. Unfortunately, there was a decision to replace one of the officials, Dr. Jonathan Kote. And then also there was a decision to replace one of the foreign officials. I think we sent about three foreign officials to the AFCON as we speak. Only one is with the team. Onokla and Ranajo and Obeduye. I think Faustin or French. We sent him to the AFCON because some of the players had worked with him in France. And Dinoa dance here, Penifo decided here the never account. And then aside that, I think we also sent one Dutch physio who was also recommended by Kudus to the AFCON. He is not also part of us at this moment. From the size of the technical team, they call
Ivory Coast, no?
How do you call it? Cote d'Ivoire, no? Eswati Kakra. But I think the core of us.
Okay. Okay, so the only technical.
Even though there have been some replacement in 1 or 2 positions.
Team manager, why the team manager for the Black Stars now?
Aminu retained his position.
Aminu Shadow, okay, very well. I don't know person or claim Maminafi. And how many debutants na a free this time around? No mobile, my initiate you more. I mean, say, no a part of more routines. Somebody bringing you more closer to each other. At the same.
The last time I spoke to the coach on initiation, Saturday after the Nigeria match, and that is the plan. Ubisa about debutants. I think that Osman Ibrahim is a debutant. No, not as in debutant as in playing, but maybe a new player. Yes, because Obit Abdullah Nuruddin. This is not the first time Waba team, but Onye be more than new players, Osman Ibrahim, Otoko goalkeeper Frederick Asari, Francis Abu, Forsen Amankwa, and then Ebenezer Annan. I think the new players. Aside that, Osman Bukari, Edbon Ado, Jerome Opoku, Baba Idrisu, Tariq Lamte, Lawrence Atizigi, Andre Ayu, Jordan Ayu, Kasim Nuhu, Antoine Semenyo, Abdul Samet Salis, Patrick Kodzo, Ali Duseidu, Joseph Wolacott, Fatau Ishahaku, Dennis Odoi, and Estuniama. Omunyina have been in and out of the team.
Okay, Harry, and Chameno better wrap it up. Sa game ya boy. Agents be na putting it together, and I say if you know na a year, what does the FA stand to gain after this particular year friendly samobo man more fun day, and I say abaning a year, and I say agency be na a year na federation in so saying.
For every international friendly, there is always an agent who will make a proposal. Unless the country has the capacity to organize. And for instance, say you bet me say Algeria formra na ye. I remember I mentioned to you the other day one of the reasons that delayed the announcement of these two matches now was because the Algerians had also written to us of France and now impending for putting 1 and 2 together to see how it would go. Eventually we settled on Nigeria and Uganda. Yes, there is an agency that approached us with the 2 games. But once an agency approaches you with the 2 games, there are certain conditions you have to meet with FIFA. The conditions hereby, match venue, you have to say, you need to notify FIFA. Host federation, I will notify them. In this case, the Moroccan Football Federation, you need to notify them. Also referees for the game. Also provide security for the game. Also provide approval venue for the game. Also provide training facilities for the game. Until we are, then you notify FIFA. There is a form you have to fill for FIFA to approve the game as a FIFA sanctioned international friendly match.
Okay.
After you have gone through all these processes, then FIFA would approve the game. The rest of the discussion is between any agency. In this case, Ghana and the agency have agreed. Say, match some proceeds from the gate. We will share the revenue.
Okay.
There is no cash inflow coming to Ghana. We were say Argentina cash inflow behind mana still our committee say the reason is that if you do not maximize this opportunity and it slips through your fingers, you will not be able to play any friendly match until June when we play the World Cup qualifiers.
Okay.
Ibedru Casablanca. Yes, that's not flight Muba Marrakesh. Yani Mali for and I were the same flight. And I see our players need any technical staff, no? And on the flight we had fun. I catch say about the show say it was fun. So even Mali are here.
Okay.
Not only Ghana, Uganda. I also know Sudan is also here. And, the long and short of the story is that it is a game that is being fully funded by the FA. We are not making any money from these 2 friendlies, but we think that even if there is no financial benefit, there is a lot of sporting benefits, which is why we agreed to play the matches.
Very well. If say a man for Bebana gate proceed near Chenepena, yet time of the match, no time being.
At this point, Morocco and Ghana at the same time. This I'm saying clock is exactly 7 a.m. here. And I'm sure it's 7 a.m. So
exactly.
Yeah. In the 4 p.m. Kickoff time, which is the same in Ghana.
Very well. Me Jao, I mean bibi ami misa o person dey kan ho important to this discussion. For kan ho ma me na fe yen wrap up na or other interesting idea I be saying atwaso ha.
Well, good. I want to say sir, we are very much aware of the expectations of Ghanaians. What it is that Black Stars, once is your A national team, you always want to get to the top. You call AFCON, disappointed Ghana for baby. At the end of the day, we are on a new course. There is a new technical team in place. The new technical team is led by Otto. It doesn't matter where he comes from, who he is, his race, his family, his ethnic group, whatsoever. Ononan Peninfo, Esini Suntundu, Ebi Jumedi, Ashenesa. What I plead, or I am calling for, say, Yemfa Yawodi Entaneti. You may not agree with what he does and what he stands for, but once he is our leader, you need to support him wholeheartedly. You say we are on a rebuilding exercise. On this journey, there will be failures, there will be disappointments. On this journey, there will be a lot of heart-wrenching moments and heartbreaks. But the common goal is to make Ghana strong again. It will not be easy. It will not be rosy. But regardless, Yaria Tasu say, when be a first wife, I'm a team, no. I found into my preference in that diamond,